Welcome to King's Rest, a place of, well, death. The first big thing I want to put a note on are these little shadow guys that fixate. When or if they touch you, they will fear you and can maybe cause trouble with surrounding mobs. They can all be dispelled though, so if you're a ballsy blood elf, you can chance it with your arcane torrent. The other mobs out here hit the floor with a suppression slam. Easily avoidable, just stay out of the lightning on the floor. The mobs we first summon in this room are a lot. Some cast shields, you need to be behind the shield to damage the mob. Be sure to interrupt Deathly Chill, and more of those little fear guys. Finally, the Golden Serpent. He will spit gold on a random player. You want to move away before it falls off. It leaves a little puddle that turns into a little gold slime when he does Lucre's Call. And if they get to him, it will heal. They can be slowed and stunned as well, and leave a puddle again when they die. The Serpent also has a large AoE swipe that will knock you back, doing a fair amount of damage. Just step away from the large circle. Going into the next hallway, nothing important here except little Tiki Pepe in the first vault on the left. Just chilling. This room and the next boss room is why I hate this place. Because of the ambient knocking sounds. Anyway, these four groups are active in random orders every time. The front right is a king and queen couple who rule together. She casts and he hits. Back right is a queen hunter and her pet. She will leave a puddle when she uses Dark Shot. Back left is a king and 4 of his agents. They will also leave a green puddle that should be avoided as well. Front left is a king and 2 of his guards. Very simple fight. The trash on this bridge can be a little dicey. His Purification Strike is not too bad and the puddle is easily avoidable, but I did witness a low-level toon get deleted by his beam, so if you get there, make sure you dodge. Again, a sarcophagus room. With knocks. The constructs in here will entomb you, putting you into one of the sarcophagi. When you're entombed, your bars will change to 1 bar and 1 ability, Struggle. Hammer that to see which one shakes with you in it. Players should move to open the ones containing our friends. Slimes here leave lots of puddles on the floor that slow your movement speed. Don't rack up too many stacks and get them down ASAP. Finally, the boss. In addition to the entomb that the constructs use, he also has a Burn Corruption, which aims at a particular spot on the ground and leaves a large puddle of fire. He will also drain fluids on a random player. It's best to use any damage reduction on that. This is another one that doesn't do too much at 80, but may rock some lobies. The next trash includes Hex Priests that will hex you. It should be interrupted. Berserkers will also do a bloody leap, which hurts, and the raptors will also do a hunting leap that you want to avoid being in their frontal cone. Deal with any healing totems put out quickly. The Spectral Brute, however, is a different story. He does a ground crush shown by a very large circle around him. Run out of it, or get knocked up, and probably die, no matter your level. And it's always been like that. The Council of Tribes order will generally be random as well, but each boss adds another mechanic to the fight as a whole. Let's start with Xanazel. The big thing to know is his Poison Nova, which should be interrupted. This is also the mechanic that gets added to any bosses after him. He will just randomly pop up and cast it. Usually pretty quick to get to him and interrupt, and then return to the current boss. I haven't seen it much yet in Timewalking, but he also casts Call of the Elements, which summons 4 totems around the room. Mow those down as quickly as you can. Next, I'll cover Kula the Butcher. She casts Whirling Axes, which knocks players back and does damage within 10 yards. The axes then continue to spin around the room in spirals, which also damage and knock back. This is the mechanic added to other bosses as well. Simply dodge and you'll be fine. Her Tank Dot also does a lot of damage that healers need to keep up with. Finally, Aka Ali. He does a barrel through on a random player. This should be soaked either by piling all into melee range or in a line to the person targeted. This is the mechanic added to the other bosses. Soaking reduces the damage taken, however, it will still knock you back. Again, he has a tank dot that the healers need to keep up with as well. Finally, we unlock the bridge to the final boss. And first we have to deal with the Shadow of Zul. We no longer see any of his mechanics anywhere aside from the Radial Deer. He will cast a puddle on the floor that should be soaked, as it may rock low-level characters. His Shadow Barrage is not much of a fuss, so deal with him quickly. Finally, King Dazar. Tank should pull him over to the side, and there are multiple reasons for this. At first, you only need to deal with his Gale Slash, which sends a small tornado around the room on a lane. The tornadoes stay until he dies. His Quaking Leap should be taken very far away from the group as much as you can, especially for low levels, as this may rock them too. His first pet coming out, Raban, simply does a lot of damage and a frontal that you should avoid. Finally, he calls his mount Tazala, who takes damage for Dazar, and staying to this side ensures that you can damage him without him running off. Also, the reason to stay to this side is the spears that drop from the ceiling and impale players. It usually starts right on that tiny river of gold and moves towards the front of the room first. Being behind it when it starts is the best way to handle it. And that's it for King's Rest. If you are ever in the mood to hang out, I stream over on twitch.tv/senpai90. Thank you so much for watching, love you 3000, and happy time walking!